G'day everyone, welcome to Junk Journal January. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is day 26 and it is movement. And I'm going to be making something that will move a lot when I put it in my journal. It's essentially going to be a swing tag or journal charm of sorts. You'll see. If you're familiar with the character on the screen, I'm going to get into talking more about this little thing in a second, but I was going to do something completely different because I'm a dancer, so I felt like movement was the perfect prompt for me, but then I thought, well, how do I put that into a journal? And I did have a few ideas, but ultimately I've decided to lean straight into this because if you don't know this about me, more than anything, I have FOMO, like you wouldn't believe. My mum is probably the most clinical case of FOMO, fear of missing out. She has that worse than anybody, but I also do suffer with it a little bit. And these have become a bit of a social movement, like a bit of a pop cultural movement, if you will, a viral sensation in the online space of art dolls and toy collecting and vinyl pop figurines, whatever you call them. These furry little ugly things have become very popular. Now, they've been around for a while, and they are from, I believe, a children's story. It's a children's story called The Monsters, or like a book. Apparently, they were originally inspired by Nordic fairy tales, and this is supposed to be some kind of elf. I'm not quite sure. I thought it was a bunny rabbit, but it's a mixture of things. It's kind of ugly. Steve does get me really ugly little plush dolls for Valentine's Day, which will be coming up a couple weeks after this video, so fingers crossed I get a really ugly one this year, or just a Laboo. That's what this is. It's a Laboo. We'll talk a little, well, I guess we'll talk about it now. It is it went viral, I think, more recently because the K-pop idol Lisa from Blackpink was she had one on her bag, and if you know anything about K-pop fandoms, you just kind of lean in, collect everything, be influenced by everything. I myself have become a little bit of a recent K-pop convert, so well, I mean, it's funny because the K-pop I follow is a global girls group called Cat's Eye, but we'll get into that another day, I'm sure. This is what a lot of people are collecting and putting on their bags as like a little toy. It's a stuffed little toy. I think they're about this big. There are a couple of different sizes. All of this to say, my friend came over the other day. They're completely sold out everywhere. They're just so hard to get your hands on. They're like near impossible to get your hands on at this point. So obviously me not having one, I was completely fine until my friend came over and he had two. He had one that stands up. It's really cute, like pink one. And then this one that sits down is kind of like a mint color. And they come in these little blind boxes as well, so you actually don't know which one you're getting. It's kind of a mystery. You open them up. It's a whole unboxing thing. Do not fall down the rabbit hole if you have not seen it already. I'm not one to collect stuff like this. Like I said, Steve gives me an ugly plush toy for Valentine's Day, but I don't really collect little toys like this. I have a few figurines, a few special meaning things around my room, but just to have a little toy like this, now, unfortunately, because I can't get my hands on it, I want it more than anything. And when he came over, I thought, great, what am I going to do to curb this desire I have to have a Laboo? I need to have one, but I can't get one. And I'm not going to be one of those people that waits on TikTok at 4 o'clock in the morning for that, like, special offer on the live stream. I don't know. There are super weird ways to get them, apparently. That's how he got a couple of his. But I thought, I'm crafty. I have a lot of junk, and I'm sure I could find the right junk for this. I'm going to make one. So that is what I did. I decided that for Junk Journal January, I am making my own junk Laboo, and I'm just going to satisfy that need that I have to not miss out. And I will say, this turned out so well. I mean, it is junk, it's trash, it's garbage, it should all be thrown away, but we're junk journalists, and I know you keep a lot of this stuff around just because it's the right shade of blue, or, you know, I might be able to use that to back something on. I have so much junk that I keep a hold of. I've relegated it all to one little packing box now, so if it's more than that, I have to deal with it. I can't ever have more than can fit in that little box. So I just pulled a whole bunch of stuff out and thought, let's just make it. I'll see what can happen. I did make the mistake of trying to use these feathers and weird elastic at this point, but took that off, started again. And the process was quite simple. I don't know if you'll want to make this, but there is a bit of a I guess a little bit of a trick if you want to make something that's the right proportion or the right size, or you want to work with this collage kind of idea and use all your little bits and paper scraps to collage something together, I actually printed it straight out from my printer on a piece of copy paper, knowing that it would get fully covered up. I then used anything that was really, really sturdy to back onto it. I think I actually backed it twice to make it really sturdy, because originally I was going to have it hanging outside of my journal. In the end, I did put it inside the journal because it looked nicer with all the stuff. But I wanted to make it really sturdy. And then I used matte medium. You'll see I used a ton of it to put over the top, and then I worked in tiny little sections. This is relatively big. Like you can see, it's almost a US letter-sized piece of art that I'm creating. Art is a very generous term. Craft. I'm creating craft. But it's kind of big. I used all these random little bits and pieces that I had. All my junk journaling junk. The little embroidery floss. That tag that's at the top is one of the perforated edges from a check that I get from work. I still get paper checks. I don't know why I haven't made that electronic yet. All the backing cards. I think I used a backing card from a candle set from Steve's birthday to make the teal around the edge, and I think I also used the back of it to make the face, which was interesting because it had this fibrous kind of paper pulp feeling to it that when I put the matte medium under and over it, it kind of activated, and I don't know, it was a different kind of texture. But I ripped up teeny tiny small pieces. I was very generous with the matte medium, and then I just went around as I felt necessary, like going into small crevices, dealing with little bits and pieces at a time. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but you do want to start with the larger, more background areas first. And the kind of details will kind of raise to the top. So I did find a little paddle pop stick and cut it out for the nose. I even colored it with some marker. There are no rules to all of this. It is essentially just a pile of junk. My shirt is coming off. It's a pile of junk collage together and really haphazardly, but there is a little trick to it. So like I said, layering from the back and kind of working your way up top. You don't have to color coordinate everything, but if you do tend to work in sections, it will keep the sections separate from each other, because it could just look like a big blob of ripped up paper. So keeping the face one whole type of paper, keeping the outside of the face and the ears that type of paper. The two arms are its own little thing, the belly is its own little thing, the feet are its own little thing. It just separates it a little bit more. They're all of the same colors, they're all in that teal family, but excuse me, my nose is going. My allergies are back. But the whole idea of it is that you want to section it off just to keep your eyes compartmentalizing all the different shapes properly. And then I got out my little sequins because I needed the catch lights in the eyes, and I thought, well, I've got these would look great. So they sparkle. I'm trying to do it like my eyes have sequins in them. They sparkle in the light. When it kind of flicks to the light, you see them just kind of reflect. It looks super cute. Love that. I used the embroidery floss for the mouth and then cut up all these individual little teeth. Everything just kind of works if you go super liberal with the matte medium. Don't be shy with it. Put it underneath, put it on top. It kind of encapsulates everything as well. And then when you're ready to do the details, before you paste anything over any, like a tooth or an eyeball or a foot, just get a general shape and size. You can always reprint it out and, do it that way. You could also reprint it out, and put some gloss medium over it and just use that as the detail. But I wanted to do mine fully from scratch and fully with junk. So I cut out anything that looked like it would fit those little areas. The extra little details I added on top were the bow. I already had a piece of paper that said monsters on it, luckily, so I cut that off for the tag at the top, used my Dymo label writer to put the on there, gave it a silver chain because she needed some bling. And I absolutely love how it all turned out. It is just trash, but it really satisfied my need to have a Laboo. Now I don't think I need one. When I was finished, I took a photo of it and I sent it to my friend. I was like, look, I've got one now. And he was actually very impressed, and he wanted to place an order for his own trash Laboo. I'm not sure I'd be willing to make another one. This did take me 2 hours to make, so I had a good time crafting it, but I think this is a one and done for me. It was really cute though. I twisted up some wire and threaded it through that hole at the top because I do want it to be the swing tag, and they do have this kind of jump ring at the top, so I had a couple of options for that. I chose one that looked a little bit more similar to the one that I had. I had all this stuff laying around. I have no use for any of this stuff, so it made me really happy to be able to use some of it and get it into a little project. It just makes me, really think about that trash to treasure kind of idea. And I think that's what we always think about with art journaling. It's why we don't throw things away, but I think our biggest issue is sometimes we just don't end up using it all. So I'm happy to bring you another little project just to think about. You don't have to make a Laboo, but if you want to add a little swing tag that you know, a little character, a little plush toy of sorts made out of trash, I think it's just really, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what to say. I love getting crafty sometimes. And in my big jumbo junk journal, it's so big, it can take something like this. It's a big three-dimensional kind of object, but if you've seen my jumbo junk journals, they are humongous, and I put everything in there. It could be like 3 inches thick. If it glues down, it goes in. So that's great. This is the paint markers that I use just to add a little bit of color, just to bring some of the detail into the face, the eyes, the feet. I wanted to color it a little bit more. Sorry, my hair got in the way there. That's why I'm wearing a hat today, so I didn't get my hair in the video. It was a mess. And then I used a gray brush pen. Black would be a little too obvious, but if you use a gray, you can kind of just shadow around certain things like the white of the teeth, just to make them pop a little bit more. There's all matte medium on the top of this, so it technically serves as like mixed media art. And then, oh, I think I did a really fun transition here in a second. I think it's here. There you go. That's so satisfying. Do you know how hard it is to make a transition like that? Yeah, I had to keep the Laboo exactly where it was and the camera rolling and just move everything without moving it, just so you get that really seamless blend. See, sometimes I really do think about the video. This is my jumbo junk journal. You can see, massive. I think it's like 14 inches by 14 inches. They're huge. This one I believe I worked on in Junk Journal July for 2024. So still in it. Still, there's so much space. You can be in it for years. You can see I've hooked it through one of those loops, the hole that I had in that Joe Malone bag. And if you saw right at the end, I gave him or her, I think mine's a boy, but technically Laboo's girl. I gave her little paperclip hands so that he could hold, it's gonna be a boy, so that he could hold all my junk, which I just love. I love that it's a part of my junk journal. Like I put an envelope on the back because the paperclip clips from the back too. So even if you don't do a Laboo, whatever you do, add some paper clips to it and use that just to stuff it with more junk. That is what a junk journal is. It's to get all of it in there. So I hope you have a fun time recreating this if you'd like to try it, or just enjoying watching it. If you're someone experiencing Laboo FOMO, this cured mine. Hopefully it can cure yours too. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.